Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mindalia TV livestream, where thousands of people around the world gather daily to watch the interviews and talks organized by Mindalia TV. In these occasions, we're thrilled to have Judy Machado-Duque with us with a talk titled How to Get More Done in Less Time. Judy Machado-Duque is a transformation strategist. She's the author of Life Purpose Playbook and the creator of the Goddess Temple, an online master circle to support women to stay focused and take action on their heart's desires through community and collaboration. Judy's business is called Productivity Goddess. Right before we introduce or say hi to our special guest today, I would like to remind you all that Mindalia is a nonprofit, and our main goal is to spread human solidarity and human knowledge. If you would like to help Mindalia help the world, there are a few things that you can do. One of them is to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mindalia TV. Another one is to give us a like or leave a positive comment down below this video. Please know that with these actions, you're helping us reach even more people around the world who can benefit from the content of our channel. Also, to allow your interaction, please remember there is a chat on the side of your screen, which is a very good tool that you can use to ask all the questions that you would like to our guest, who will kindly answer them by the end of her lecture. It is time now to welcome Judy Machado-Duque and her talk, How to Get More Done. Hi, Judy. How are you? Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much. I am so grateful, so incredibly excited to be here. I'm just so excited about Mindalia TV, what you are all doing, how you're just bringing so many beautiful souls together to share their knowledge, others to hear and to be inspired and empowered. And I'm so grateful, so incredibly grateful to be here and just really to share a little bit of what's helped me over the years to hopefully help all of you as well. So thank you for having me. And today, yes, my topic is how to get more done in less time. That sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Don't we all want that? And I'm excited to share with you 8 techniques that have really supported me in my life over the years to really get more done in less time. Because at the end of the day, what we really want is to be able to get more done with less time. We have a life that we want to live. And at the end of the day, wouldn't it be beautiful if we could have this incredibly successful, happy, fulfilling, healthy life with a lot of free time? Isn't that the goal? And that is possible. And there's some really great techniques that we're going to talk about to help us all in actually living that lifestyle. And I like to call it the holistic hustle, which we'll talk about later on. So my wish for you, my promise, I guess, for you is that in fact, one of these 8 techniques, hopefully at least one, is going to give you an incredible breakthrough in helping you to really get more done in less time. So thank you so much. And we're going to head over to the next slide now, which is really all about most people are living 2 lives. Look at this picture, this beautiful woman looking out the window. Most people have 2 lives. The life that we live and the unlived life within us. So think about that for a minute and see if you can relate to that. What is it that's unlived inside of you, this dream that you have, or these dreams that you have in your personal life, your relationships, maybe with your health, maybe in your work, in your business, with your children? What are these what is the life you're living, and what is this unlived life that you would like to awaken within you and to create within you? And most of us are kind of stuck in this place for many, many reasons. And the next slide will share a little bit about what I've realized, why so many people really aren't creating that progress, why they're not feeling fulfilled in their life. And I found there's really 3 main reasons. And the first one is that so many people are living with no passion behind their days or their work. So they're literally living this hamster wheel life. It's, they wake up every morning, they have breakfast, they drive to work, they go to work, they do something they potentially don't necessarily love to do. They get home tired. Maybe they pick up takeout because they're tired from making dinner. They might watch some TV and then they're back in bed. And then the same cycle might repeat itself the next day. Whether that's your life or whether there's something else in there, most people are living the same day over and over and over again. and they're really not doing what they love. They're not following their heart or living the passion that's in their heart. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, how we can make that happen. Number two is they don't have any proven systems to follow. So if we think about it, in school, they never taught us productivity in school, right? They taught us certain techniques or skills or certain education, but did they actually teach us things like time management, productivity? These are things that many of us really, unfortunately, don't know how to prioritize in our life. Especially today, there's so many the distractions. There's so many more distractions today in our lifetime than there ever has been. And many people just don't know how to deal with these distractions, how to say no to those distractions, how to be disciplined to your dreams. And so we'll talk about that as well. And some people really have no accountability. You know, think about that. Who is really pushing you to be better? Who's pushing you to be and live a bigger life? And so when we move to the next slide, what I'm grateful for, the reason why I'm here is because I feel like I've been able to really master many of these three or all three of these challenges, I guess we can call them. And right before we get into these 8 techniques, if it's okay, I'd love to just quickly share my story so that you understand a little bit about why I'm here and who I am. Again, so grateful to be here. My story starts as that little girl up on the top middle. I was born in the Azores in Portugal, little islands, Portuguese islands, and we came here and I was very, very, very shy, major social anxiety until I was 18 years old. And that's when I discovered Tony Robbins. And you can see him to the right of that picture. Tony Robbins, Wayne Dyer, so many beautiful souls who have committed their life to helping others through personal growth, personal development. And my whole world changed. In fact, I like to think of this moment when I was 18 as my rebirth. This was when I was actually reborn. I completely changed. I completely started to believe in myself, because even though I didn't believe in myself at first, these people who I was listening to every single day were believing in me. And I started to build this beautiful fire within me that I could be, do, or have anything I wanted. And so from there I became extremely entrepreneurial. I created different businesses. I also became partners in different businesses. My last business was with 2 other partners in a candle design and import company. And we were selling to Walmart and Target and Loblaws and all these big companies all over the world. And as wonderful as that was, I really wanted to create more value to others. And that's when I realized things that came really naturally to me, my purpose was in creating businesses, being creative ideas within businesses, growing businesses, making a connection within businesses and with clients. And that's when I decided I really wanted to share those passions and those skills with people to help them build their businesses. And it was interesting, that book that I'm holding there in that picture is called the Life Purpose Playbook. That is actually a productivity system, a planning system that I created over 20 years ago. And I've been using for over 20 years. And it was only just 4 years ago when I hired a coach that I realized that I hadn't shared that system with a single person in my life. And yet it had created incredible success for me. Just having these beautiful habits within that system, a weekly check-in, things that I'm about to share with you, 8 beautiful techniques, which most of them are in this system. And so from there, that's when I decided to create Productivity Goddess. And it's all about coaching, seminars, bringing women together in mastermind circles. And you can see my quote up top is bringing women together to collaborate, to support one another, to create a bigger impact, and to become blissfully fulfilled. And that really is the purpose and mission of Productivity Goddess. So I am so excited, again, to share some of that with you. And we can head over to the next slide, and we can actually start talking now about the 8 different techniques, which are really going to help you to get more done in less time, to be happier, to really prioritize what really matters in your life. And the first one is to create some morning bliss for yourself. So what does this mean, morning bliss? It literally means waking up in the morning and not being a slave to your phone. How many of us wake up and the very first thing we do is we grab our phone and we look and we start going through social media, emails, and we're all of a sudden in reactive mode. That is probably one of the worst things that we can do. The morning is this beautiful time. We've just allowed our body to rest. What kind of a morning routine would you love to have in your life? Think about meditation. Think about maybe reading a couple of pages in a book. Think about visualization, visualizing this beautiful life that you desire to create for yourself, for your family, for others. And so creating a morning routine is something that has become instrumental in my life. There was a book that changed my life, and it was called The Miracle Morning, a beautiful book that's all about creating a morning routine and how to do it in a really fun way. So I recommend that book to any of you who do not have a morning routine yet. It's fantastic. You can even find them on Facebook. Hal Elrod created this concept of really taking a little bit of time every morning to do just a few things, and you time yourself. So a little bit of meditation, even if it's just 2 minutes, and you time yourself on your phone so that you can take the 2 minutes to just be silent and to just go inside and start to listen and hear these beautiful messages that are ready to come out to us, to help us, to guide us in our day. But so many of us are too busy that we can be doing other things that we don't have time to listen. So this is all about the morning bliss, which is one of my favorite techniques. And if you don't have a morning routine yet, I highly encourage you, even if it's 3 minutes, just challenge yourself tomorrow morning, 3 minutes, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna move over to your couch or just somewhere where you love to sit in your house, and you can just be silent for 3 minutes. Or you can just read a book for 3 minutes before all the chaos starts, before you pick up your phone. Such a beautiful technique. The next slide is going to take us to the second technique, which is all about helping to create a daily mindset. Everything that we create, everything that we see outside of us is a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So if we could just work on the inside, then we could actually change the outside of us. And it's all about mindset. Because if you think about it, the times when you are quiet, how often are you saying to yourself some of that negative self-talk? You know, I'm not good enough. Oh my goodness, how can I do this? I'm not good at doing this. I'm terrible at this. All this negative self-talk. So I like to call this daily mindset as something that is absolutely essential every single day. Just like you brush your teeth every day, just like you bathe every day, I believe that daily mindset is just as important as daily bathing, daily brushing your teeth. Because again, it helps to grow that muscle of belief inside of you. And if you can just grow that belief inside of you on whatever it is you'd love to have in your life, then you can actually have it. Because we know that we can create whatever we focus on. And if we're focusing on the negative self-talk, then we're going to create more of that. It just becomes this perpetual cycle. But if we can focus on what we truly desire and build this daily mindset, listen to audios of people who believe in us, who are helping us to believe in ourselves. Listen to audios, listen to positive music, maybe even reading. Look at the girl in the photo. She's reading incredible books. I love to read books every day. In our mastermind circle, we have an online mastermind circle called the Goddess Temple. And every month we do a book mastermind. And I love it because it's not just you reading a book, but it's all the other people in the group are reading it together and sharing throughout the month the breakthroughs that everyone's experiencing. It's so incredibly beautiful and transforming. So that's the daily mindset. Now let's move on to the next slide, which takes us to our third technique, which is all about, it's called my top 3 to-dos daily. In the next slide, my top 3 to-dos daily, which is all about spending the night before. So you finished your work for the day. And what you're going to do now is you're going to think about, what are the top 3 things for tomorrow? And the reason why you write a top 3 is because most of us have about have about 100 things to do on our to-do list, don't we? And then nothing really gets prioritized. And we end up just doing the things that we think would get done the quickest, or the things that are less frightening, the things that are easier to do. And so the reason why we do this the night before, we create this top 3 to-dos list, is because that's when we can really sit down and focus on, okay, what's really important? What are the big projects I'm working on right now that actually make me happy, that are coming from my heart, that I love to work on, that I want to share with this world? And what are 3 big things that I can do tomorrow to advance these goals, to advance these intentions, these projects? So it's always the things that matter, So it's not necessarily, you know, go shopping for, you know, almond milk or whatever it is, but it's more around 3 big projects or 3 big tasks or things that you're going to do the next day that are actually the most important things to move that you can do in the next day to actually move your business forward or your life forward. And then the next slide takes us into, when are we going to do these top 3 things? Well, we're going to do them before noon. We're going to do them in the morning, these top 3 to-do daily tasks that we've created. Oh, I've got the wrong slide here, but that's okay. I'll talk about that in a minute. Maybe if we can go to the back slide just for a second, sorry. And so the top 3 things that we're going to do for the day is all about doing them in the morning. Here we go, before noon priorities, perfect. So look at her, she's excited, she's working, it's in the morning, and she's getting those 3 things done in the morning, not in the afternoon, not saving it for the afternoon because things come up. You want to get them done in the morning because they are the most important things. And when you get them done, you are going to feel so accomplished, so excited by lunchtime. The day isn't even halfway over, and you're going to feel so accomplished. And what happens when you feel accomplished? You get even more excited about getting more done, and you become so incredibly productive. So I love those 2, this technique and the one just before, because it's so, they're very connected. One is thinking about 3 big priorities for tomorrow, and then the next one is doing those 3 priorities in the morning so that you can really get them done, advance your life, advance those projects and those priorities, and start experiencing progress. We are our happiest when we experience progress, right? We are so happy, and that's why prioritizing is important, because as women, for those of you who are women on the call, men as well, but women, we tend to be very good at multitasking, right? And in fact, we tend to talk about that a lot, how great we are at multitasking. And there is a time and a place to multitask. In business, when you're working on projects, you really want to focus on 1 or 2 priorities at a time to make sure you get progress and to make sure you accomplish and to make sure you complete the project, launch the project, and have this beautiful success and then move on to the next project. Because we've all been there. We've all had multiple projects going at once. We're working on multiple projects at once. Nothing is progressing. Nothing is launching. And it can take us into a place of depression. So that's why I love these 2 techniques. They really are so incredible. The next one is called, it's all about following a system. Thank you, perfect. Following a system. And this is all about finding a system. For me, it was a weekly check-in system. And this, what you're seeing here in this picture, is the productivity planner that I published. It's called Life Purpose Playbook. Because when I first started to be connected to Tony Robbins, his incredible audios and inspiration, when I was 18, I started to really believe in goal setting and setting in these intentions and actually seeing these things happen very quickly because I started to believe in them. And so I created this little system. It's a daily planner, and every Sunday is a weekly check-in. Every Sunday, I pull out my goals or my priorities or my intentions, my big projects, and then I look at the next week. And I'm able to actually schedule in some next steps into the next week. So that's how I've been able to create some amazing, amazing success in my life, both personally and professionally, through the compound effect of doing something like that. Can you imagine if you have a weekly check-in where you're reviewing your goals and planning some next steps in the next 7 days, your next week? Can you imagine what 6 months from now, doing that every week, what your life is going to look like? Now try 2 years from now. Now try 6 years from now. Now try 20 years from now. How incredibly progressive you can be by putting yourself first, by really looking at your goals and your intentions and setting priorities first, and then actually taking some time and steps in the next few days for that. So I love this system. This is also part of the Goddess Temple, which is my online mastermind. We review the book, we review these systems, and one of my greatest pleasures is in helping people to establish that same habit of having a weekly check-in, at least once a week, where you're looking at the big picture of your life again, where you're looking at the big picture of your year, your 90 days, and where you're actually planning the next week. So that's what I love about this slide, following that system. So finding a system for yourself. It might even be an app, a system, something on your phone that you enjoy using. Maybe it's a book or a planner. Again, I'm a planner junkie. I've been using planners my whole life, as you can tell, especially having created this planner over 20 years ago. And I really love the idea of writing every day. Every single day. I'm going to show you. You can probably see me in the little picture below, but you can probably see my book and just how much I write in here. It's just incredible. The different pages. I don't know if you can see that, but it's all about writing. I love to see my intentions, highlights, everything written in your handwriting. I really believe creates a connection and almost like a language for the universe to see how serious you are. So let's move over to the next slide now, which is all about the environment. This is so incredibly important to consider. When I went from building my large private label candle business with our team, our office team, I had this beautiful, team, this unique ability team, and everyone was helping and supporting each other. And then I decided to create Productivity Goddess and to coach entrepreneurs and others. And I became a solopreneur. Have you heard of that term, solopreneur, where you start on your own, you're building your business on your own. And I was so excited that I had my home office, and I finally was going to be able to build this business in my office at home versus going out and commuting. And what I found after very quickly was that being in this office alone became a little bit depressing, because there was no one to share my ideas with. There was no one to collaborate with, no one to talk to, no other energy. We are humans. We love to work with each other and feed off each other's energy. And so the environment is so important. I ended up finding a beautiful co-working space. If you haven't heard of co-working spaces, they are phenomenal. They are an enormous movement right now, where a lot of entrepreneurs are going to work in these co-working spaces because of the energy that's happening there, the startups, the entrepreneurial businesses, the collaborations, just so much fun. So that really helped too. Another thing is people in your life can be the environment. This slide is all about your environment. Who are the people in your life that are encouraging you to live your purpose, to grow and build your dreams? Or are they jealous of you? Are they jealous of you, or are they not really supporting you? Because it's really time to make sure that you have the right associations in your life, people, environment, systems in your life to keep you focused and excited. And so that is what the environment is all about. It's all about creating a space of energy so that you can get excited. Everything within your environment, keeping you excited and focused on your goals. And also your workspace. I want to talk about your workspace for a minute. So again, I work in a co-working space. So what I love about this co-working space, it's 7 stories, this building, it's huge. And so every day I pick a different place to work. It's so fantastic. I might go on the 7th floor, I might go on the 5th floor, I might work on the patio. There's always a different place. And every time you work in a different place, it's amazing what that can do for your mind. Believe it or not, we are 95% living these habits. Humans are literally living 95% of our lives unconsciously through these same habits. We do the same thing every day. We wake up and press snooze the same way. We sleep in the same amount of time. We get up and do the exact same thing, whether it's go to get water or go to brush your teeth. We do the exact same thing typically every day, and that puts us in an unconscious state. And when we are in an unconscious state, it's literally like, I call it zombie land, right? You're just literally living without being creative, without getting excited. So you have to think about, what are all the different ways in my life, in my day, that I can change things up so that I become conscious? So that I don't, for example, when you work, if you drive to work, if you have a commute to work, don't take the same commute to work, because you're literally unconsciously driving that same route. When you're driving and you don't even remember your drive there because you were literally driving unconsciously. So how can you take a different route? How can you brush your teeth instead of with your right hand? If you're right-handed, use your left hand, because that's going to make you present, because you're feeling, oh, this is kind of awkward. I don't usually do this. And now you're going to be present to your washroom again, to what's happening. It's going to put you instantly into a state of presence. So how can you make that change as often as possible in your day? Same with your home. How can you change up things in your home so that you feel abundant? Does your home make you feel abundant? Or is it always sloppy and messy? So think about that. Your environment, everything around you should make you feel really wonderful. And so that is such an amazing technique, the environment. And now we'll head to the next slide, which is all about community and collaboration. Now, this is probably one of the most important. This is one that I discovered as I started to transition into my Productivity Goddess Transformational Strategist business and coaching. I found as a solopreneur that all of a sudden collaborating with all these other people helped to expand the business and the reach so quickly and the impact so quickly. I believe in this beautiful quote, and it is that everything that we need in our life, anything that you need right now in your life, is one question away from your network. Yet most of us don't ask, or most of us aren't working with others. We sit and we try and do things on our own. What if we would work together, collaborate? Look at this beautiful table with these beautiful women sharing ideas, sharing, supporting one another, and collaborating. This is the future. There is no more competition. All there is collaboration. And this is what we've discovered even within my the Goddess Temple, my online mastermind. It's been so beautiful because everybody's in a different business. Everyone's building different businesses, different types of businesses, and yet everybody is there to support each other. Everyone's at different stages in building their business. So when someone shares, hey, I'm about to, build my Instagram. Does anybody have any support or ideas? Everyone else can jump in and support. So why on earth would we try and do anything alone when we are so much stronger together, especially right now? The world needs us to rise up right now, to create good for humanity and to create a massive impact in the world. And the fastest way we're going to make that happen is when we're together. So this is all about community and collaboration. And the next one, which I believe is the final one, the final technique to help you to get more done in less time is this beautiful slide here. It's something I call the holistic hustle. It's a productivity approach. Now, on social media, you can see that the hustle, you've heard of the word the hustle, is glorified, right? Everyone, oh, you got to hustle, 24/7 hustle, sleep when you die. It's all about work, 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 no play. No, that is completely unsustainable. We know that. There's studies now that prove that we are so much more productive, especially after we come off a break, a restful break. So how can you include those restful breaks in your day, every day, a little bit, just a little bit in your day, and definitely in your week? One concept I learned from Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach is something called free days. It's one day a week where I am completely unplugged. I don't have my phone with me. I don't check any emails. I don't read any business books, and I don't have any business conversations. Instead, I'm 100% present to my family, my friends, the things that I love to do. I pre-plan those days. What festivals do I want to go to? Who do I want to go and meet out with for lunch? And that entire day is so beautiful. I describe it as literally as having a 1-week vacation, the 24-hour period with no phone, with no emails. You would not imagine how incredibly inspired and positive and beautiful you feel after that, and excited to get back to work with new creative ideas, because it's in those moments of being unplugged that you will be your most creative. It's not in the moments of stress where you're working 24/7. So rather than review this entire slide, because I know we're running out of time, this will give you a chance to take a screenshot of this slide, because this is what I call my holistic hustle. It's all about the fact that we have a body, a mind, and a spirit. And what are some strategies that we can do to help nurture our body, our mind, and our spirit? Because it's when we nurture the three that we become truly, truly fulfilled. So I hope that you can take a screenshot of that, and I hope that you find that useful. And so really, I think this is actually perfect timing. These are the 8 techniques that have really, truly fulfilled and changed my life. And I'm so grateful for them. And I really hope that they have been able to support you. I do have 3 more slides to share with you, which are really just gifts now to share with you as we wrap up. And one of them has to do with part of my passion is to really support, to create these beautiful exercises. Again, these breakthrough exercises to help you to get really clear in your life. You know, sometimes we have so many projects, so many priorities, we don't know what to prioritize. Well, I love to create these incredible exercises. And so in the description, in this video, in the description on the YouTube description of this video, you're going to be able to see a link where you can subscribe, and every week I give out a new exercise. So right now you can receive this one here you're seeing on the right, my Circle of Life Expander, which is really going to help you to get clear on all areas of your life. How fulfilled are you in each area of your life, and what intention can you set to help you to take you into that next level? So that's one of my gifts for you. The next gift for you is on the next slide. I'm so excited about this one because part of my purpose, part of my mission in life is to really share these techniques with millions of people all over the world. I know that sounds crazy, but I know that's going to happen through A, collaboration, and B, through online. And one of the ways I want to do that is through this beautiful online mastermind circle called the Goddess Temple. And it's all about everyone coming online once a week. We get together, we plan our week, we do that weekly check-in that I talked about. And so here I wanted to give you all a 7-day free trial. Again, the link in the description will give you access to the 7-day free trial. So please go ahead and do that. And then finally, here's some social media so that we can stay connected. I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear what's working for you. What are some of your ideas in getting more done in less time? What are some of your productivity tips? On YouTube, I'm called Productivity Goddess. Every week I do a new video, and I have lots of free gifts on there with every video too. And on Instagram, it's productivity.goddess. I am so grateful once again in being here, and I'm excited to hopefully take some of your questions now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judy. We have reached the end of your interesting talk. Again, thank you for sharing all this information with everyone. Before moving on to the questions from the audience, I would like to remind you all that Mindalia is a nonprofit organization, and our main goals are to spread human solidarity and human knowledge by all means. An important way to collaborate with Mindalia is to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mindalia TV, since by doing so, YouTube shares these videos with more people around the world who can benefit just as you from the content that we share. Now it is time to pass on the questions to our guest, Judy. Again, thank you so much for being with us today. And I'm going to go ahead and read the first question to you. All right, it says, how can I find my passion? I don't necessarily feel drawn to anything.
Yes. Oh, I love this question. So many people are struggling with that, and it's interesting. When I was transitioning from my business too into Productivity Goddess, I was sort of struggling for a bit. And what I find really helps is I want you to think about what is something in your life that you can't stop talking about, that you just can't stop talking about. You just love talking about it. You're always talking about it with your friends. You can't stop talking about it. In fact, if you were in a room with 50 people and someone grabbed you and brought you to the front of the room and said, you need to do a 10-minute presentation on something that you love, that you can't stop talking about, go ahead and start. There's no time to practice. You just go ahead, because it's something you love so much that you don't even need to practice. You're just going to get up there and share it. Usually, that is your purpose. That usually is your purpose. And you might think, well, that's kind of weird. You know, I love to color. How can I make a business out of coloring? You can make a business out of anything that you love, because guess what? Other people love also what you love. There are people out there who love what you love, who are starting to love what it is that you love, who want to learn more about how you've come to love this, how you've come to grow this, how they can continue to build this. So it's all about thinking of, that's one of my favorite questions. And also there's an exercise in the Life Purpose Playbook, which helps you to actually get clear too. It's called my Purpose Discovery Formula. I don't know if you can see this here, but if you send me a message in the description, so in the description under this video, send me a message saying that you'd love to have a copy of this exercise, and I will send it to you as well. It's called my Purpose Discovery Formula. And it really helps you to figure out, what is it you love to do? The next one is, what are you great at doing? What comes naturally to you? And then you look at those that are similar, what you love to do, what you're great at doing, and you figure out, okay, what are some ways that I can serve humanity with this, that I can help and support others through this? So this exercise will really help you.
Great. Thank you, Judy. Let's see. The next question says, what kind of habits or rituals do you recommend to start your day?
Yes, so as I mentioned in the talk, my favorite one is the morning ritual. Because if you wake up first thing in the morning looking at your phone, again, you are becoming a slave to something else, to whatever's on there. What if you could wake up, walk over to get yourself a beautiful glass of warm water to nourish your body, to sit down on your couch, to just sit there silently, to be in silence for a few moments. Silence and meditation is probably one of the most transformational things in my life and in many, many others' lives, in realizing that our higher self is constantly trying to talk to us, trying to give us messages, trying to help us, guide us into what is perfect for us, how we can live our day in flow. But most of us who don't sit quietly and meditate, or even just do a walking meditation, just go for a walk without any music, just go for a walk and just listen to what's happening in your head, what's being told, what's coming, what messages are coming to you. I find that that beautiful silence, that calmness is going to help support you in your day. One of the beautiful quotes that I heard, I think it was from Wayne Dyer, is that calmness is a superpower. And yet think of it, most of us wake up not in the opposite of calmness. You know, it's like, oh, I'm late. Oh my God, I've got to rush. I've got to shower. I've got to brush my teeth. I've got to make my lunch. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Rushing out the door. But if you can bring calm into your day, especially first thing in the morning, watch how your life will transform. You'll start to feel these ideas, these messages that are coming to you, which are going to help to guide you throughout the day. And you're also going to start to be able to live in more of a calm place, which is where the answers will come through to us.
All right. Let's see. The next question says, what affirmations do you start your day with?
My very favorite one is, I love my life. And I've borrowed that one from a beautiful company called, oh my goodness, what is the name of the company? It's T. Harv Eckert's company, Millionaire Mind Intensive, Peak Potentials, that's it, Peak Potentials. They have free events all over the world. If you're not familiar with this, look them up, Millionaire Mind Intensive. And it's not just about money, it's all about mindset. But they have this beautiful affirmation that they talk about all day long. Imagine saying to yourself, I love my life, I love my life. Miracles will be coming to me today. What miracles are coming to me right now in my life? What miracles are going to come to me and appear to me today? I am healthy. I am alive. I am so full of joy. I'm excited. If there are any affirmations, if you're sort of new to this and you're not really sure what affirmations are or how to come up with some that really resonate with you, I always suggest louisehay.com/affirmations. She has a beautiful page on there with big pictures and big written affirmations for each. And you can just scroll through that and find an affirmation that really resonates with you. Maybe change it up every day, have a new affirmation, or maybe just choose the same one that you want to live by. But affirmations are beautiful. What a great way of becoming whatever it is you're saying. You know, I love my life. Starting your day saying that and actually creating a life that you love.
Great. Thank you, Judy. Let's move on to the next question. It says, I have a hard time dealing or correcting negative self-talk. What can I do?
Yes, I have this really funny thing. Some people laugh at me, but I promise it works, where I like to think of my knife, my hand, as a knife. So whenever I say something that is negative, so I'll catch myself saying something like, oh, you're such an idiot. There you go doing that again, right? That's something that most of us, some of us might say. So you do something and you're like, oh, I'm such an idiot. There you go doing that again. First of all, I stop. I'm aware that I said that, which is the first step in making the change, is being aware. So you stop and go, oh, wait a minute, did I just say that? And then I actually literally lift up my hand and I cut, like I cut it, and I say, cancel that. So that's what I do. I say, cancel that. And then I immediately come up with something opposite that. So I can do anything. I'm smart, I'm capable, and I can do anything. Might be something that I can say instead of the original affirmation. So that really, 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 really helps. Another way is to actually go online on YouTube and find a beautiful affirmations recording. There are so many of them. You can find some from Louise Hay. You can find some from Abraham, Esther Hicks. You can find them from so many others. Beautiful. Some are set to music. And you just constantly listen to these beautiful affirmations. And a final way that is going to help you so much, that might be a little bit emotional for you at first, but it will help you so much through healing, is to look into a mirror. It's to get really, really close to a mirror and to look deep into your eyes and to say some beautiful things to yourself. I love you. I forgive you. I am so in love with my body. You know, what all these affirmations you say deep into your eyes so that you can actually get present and you can start that healing process. And it's in that moment of really getting present with your soul through your eyes that you can do some beautiful healing, some beautiful, beautiful inner work.
Thanks, Judy. That was beautiful. Let's see the next question. It says, how can we keep the same mindset along the day? I start my days with gratitude and I end them angry and tired.
Yes. You know what I like to think about? I have this this weekly planner, which you're welcome to have a copy of. Just click the link in the description. I'll give you a copy of it in the Goddess Temple, because with that 7-day trial, you're going to get a free copy of this beautiful planner. And in here is something called my abundance tracker. And it's a way that we actually track things in your life every day, things that come to you that you feel like are abundant. And now most of us are so busy and in reactive mode that we don't realize all the abundance that's coming to us. But for example, this beautiful Mindalia TV, this show is free for anybody who's watching. It's got so much information. People can go on the YouTube channel and pick any topic pretty much and learn about it. They can learn about how they can get more information. I mean, there's so much abundance just in what's happening right here. So much abundance. And if you think about your day, there's abundance in your day. If somebody smiles at you, just that alone is abundance. If you smile at someone else and they smile back at you, you are completely changing and creating a ripple effect that will literally consciously be affected at the other end of the world. So there's so many things in your day that you could be so grateful for. And so part of what we do with this beautiful planner, which you can have for free, is helping you to get really present every day to what's happening in your life and how everything that's happening in your life is really a gift. There is a gift. There's a deeper meaning in there, but also there's other beautiful things that happen. When we start expecting gifts to come into our life, miracles to come into our life, when we start saying, what miracles are going to come into my life today, things start to happen. They literally start to come to us. So what I would suggest is throughout the days you're getting tired and you feel like you're getting more overwhelmed, you can create an affirmation of, okay, what wonderful thing is about to happen to me today? And actually stop and believe it. Stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and believe that something wonderful is about to happen to you. And it might take a few times of doing this, but the more you can train your mind to start to believing it, you create it, because we create everything that we believe in. It's really that simple. So it's all about mindset work and belief work. Listening to as many audios as you can that are all about affirmations and mindset work to keep you always positive. And again, hang around beautiful, positive people. That is so important. If you don't have a lot of beautiful, positive people in your life, you can find them online. You can listen to them. All these beautiful audios that you can get on YouTube, or beautiful people that you can be part of associations or collaborations too. And you're certainly welcome to come into the Goddess Temple too to be part of our beautiful community. We would love to support you there as well.
Thank you, Judy. Let's see, the next question says, how can I deal with toxic co-workers? I feel that some of them are jealous and I'm not sure how to deal with those energies.
Yeah, well, I think we have to realize that that it's so important to see people as, at the end of the day, we are all love. We were all born as love, and we learned fear. And so whenever we reach out to somebody or do something mean to somebody, it's coming from a place of fear. Fear of being alone, or fear of not being good enough. And so when people do this, when they are toxic, really deep down, it's coming from a place of them not feeling loved. And when you see them in that way, you can see them differently. You can see that, you don't want to be part of those types of conversations, because then you're just feeding into that fear. Instead, at a distance, you want to send them love. Literally send them love. Think about them and or walk away from them and just send these beautiful, positive vibes to them. Because again, we are all consciousness. That's what we are. We are all one big collective consciousness. And when we send love and we become more love, we are affecting each other. So how can we all become the example first for others? So I hope that was helpful.
I think it would be. Thank you, Judy. Let's see the next question. It's on a different note. What tips do you have to establish a system? I have a hard time sticking to a routine.
Yes. Okay. So the very first thing I would say is that, and I don't really like to use this word, accountability. But at the same time, I know that if we don't have somebody pushing us or there to, if we don't share a goal with somebody, then are we really going to get it done? Unless you're really disciplined, most people will not get it done. And so what I say, what has worked for me has I've always been a part of group collaborations, group masterminds, groups who I share my goals with. Just similar to like what we've created with the Goddess Temple, where we have a group. So if you can create your own mastermind or get into an existing mastermind or a group where you can share every week some things that are exciting you, some goals, some intentions. The moment you share them with somebody, it's like, oh my goodness, now I have to follow through with it. And then if you have something established, like how again in the Goddess Temple, every Sunday we do this, the next Sunday you come back, you shared last Sunday what you're going to do, and now this Sunday you share whether you did it or not. And it's okay, whether you did it or not, you're going to share. No one's there to judge. We're only there to support and find out how can we help you. If it didn't happen this week, how can we help you to make it happen next week? What were the challenges that were in your way that we can help you to overcome over the next week? So definitely you want to have a community, an environment. We talked about environment. It is so important to have a coach, a mentor, or a group who is helping you, because most of us, believe it or not, we are capable of operating here. I don't know if you can see my hand, but we are capable of operating all the way up here. But most of us are operating way down here. Can you see my hand? Way down at the bottom. Why is that? It's mostly because of our environment, because there's no one really pushing us. There's no one there's no one listening to what our goals are. There's no one who even knows what our goals or priorities or projects are. So there's no one pushing us and believing in us, sometimes even before we can believe in ourselves. So I would say absolutely get yourself in a community where people who can believe in you, and a community who can start collaborating with you and helping you to bring those dreams, those gifts alive, and to bring yourself into this next level of greatness.
Awesome. The next question says, what can you say about this visualization? Has it worked for you? What is the right way to do it? A few questions on one.
Yes. So I believe that, again, we unconsciously create things in our life, right? And I believe that visualization is one of the very powerful ways to create in your life. However, the unconscious mind doesn't just, most people think, oh, I'm just going to see things. I'm going to close my eyes and just see this beautiful new house or me making all this money. But the unconscious mind that actually makes things happen for us, it has a different language of its own. And the language is not just to see, but it's all the senses: feeling, hearing, smelling, seeing. So if you can incorporate all those senses into your visualization, then that's when you're going to be speaking to your unconscious mind. And the moment you direct your unconscious mind to do something, it starts to do it for you. So it's kind of like if you're trying to speak to somebody, let's say, I speak Portuguese, and let's say I was speaking to somebody, let's say, who's Mandarin, right? And she doesn't speak Portuguese and I don't speak Mandarin, and we don't speak a word of each other's languages, and we're trying to communicate, and it could be very challenging. How can I ask this person to do something for me? It's very challenging. It's just like your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind speaks a language that has to do with feelings. And those feelings are important that you incorporate into your visualization. So there's so many beautiful techniques online. You can get beautiful videos. We have so many within our mastermind group we talk about as well. Some beautiful recordings that we have that you can listen to, which incorporate music, and they help to direct you to smell. What are you smelling? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? Also touching. What are you touching in your visualization? Feel the texture in your car. Feel your new kitchen countertop. What do you feel? Feel the sand at the beach that you want to be living on. This beach house that you want to be living at. So how can you incorporate all those feelings into that? And again, doing it every day. I truly believe that visualization every day, the more we can focus on what we desire to bring into our life, the more our unconscious mind can make this happen for us. If our unconscious mind doesn't know what we want, then it's not going to help us to get a house. Let's say we want this dream house. Well, we don't really know exactly what the dream house looks like because we never thought about it. The moment we think about, okay, the dream house is going to be on a beach, it's going to be A-frame, it's going to be, you know, all these beautiful details, these dreams that we have, now the universe can conspire to make it happen for us through different, you know, opportunities, events, people that come into our life, these beautiful synchronistic opportunities.
All right, we have Samantha from the audience asking, what examples of healing actions can you mention?
Sorry, healing
actions. I believe it comes from I believe from the holistic hustle. Maybe,
okay.
You have healing and goddess time and other stuff like that.
Yes, for sure. So healing. So there's quite a few things that we can do for healing. I talked about one of the most powerful things is the mirror work. Mirror work. Going very close to your mirror and really connecting with your eyes and talking to yourself through your eyes and doing some beautiful, loving work with yourself. Because most of what's happening in the world, most of this distress that we see in the world is because most people don't love themselves. And so one of the best things we can do is start with ourselves, and start with ourselves by looking into our eyes and telling ourselves how much we love ourselves. And speaking these beautiful affirmations. And I would highly recommend, again, online, beautiful work around mirror work. There's some beautiful people. Hay House does a lot of work around that. You can search that. There's also other beautiful modalities out there. I just the other day went and had some Reiki and also a massage done. And I was lying on my stomach, and this beautiful healer had put a crystal bowl on my back. And she was playing that bowl on my spine, and I literally felt like my entire body was vibrating, and I felt like I was levitating off this beautiful massage table. So all of this stuff is just soothing and loving to yourself, to your body. It's making yourself a priority and bringing that love back to ourselves that we were born with. That is really what's going to change humanity, is loving ourselves first, and everyone else will follow. Another thing was that same healer was doing reflexology on my feet. So again, there's so many beautiful ways. I personally love angel cards. That's another beautiful way. I also love coloring mandalas. Do you know mandalas? Sacred geometry is in everything in this world. It's in our plants. It's in our fruits. You can see the patterns that is in everything. It's creation. It is the beginning of creation. And so these mandalas, when you color them, I really truly believe that it helps to awaken in us a remembering of who we really are and how powerful we really are and what we really come from, which is love, and how really the only way to live a happy life is to give love to others. Doesn't matter who they are, what they're saying, how hurtful they're being. Everybody can be healed through love.
Thank you, Judy. The next question says, what tools do you recommend to boost creativity? I feel like you almost answered that one question with your previous answer.
Yes. Oh my goodness. There are actually so many ways. It's funny. I never used to think I was creative. In fact, it was about 9 or 10 years ago that this woman who I met randomly at a place, she looked at my hand and she could read your hand, the lines. And she said, oh, you're here to bring more love into this world through creativity. And I looked at her and said, what are you talking about? I'm not creative. Because I just assumed you had to be an artist or, musician to be creative. And when I actually stopped and thought for a minute, I realized how incredibly creative I had been in my life. And all of a sudden, with this belief that I'm creative, everything around me, I literally started to create new projects, new ideas off the fly so quickly. So one of the things that I would say that has really helped, especially in the last few years, is adding more me time, which I call goddess time. If you're looking at that holistic hustle page that you screenshot, one of the slides, I call it goddess time for the ladies who are watching. For the men, it could be your God time, right? Because we're all gods, we're all goddesses. So how can we actually take time to honor yourself? Yes, right here. And it's actually on the third circle, bottom right, the spirit circle. third line from the bottom, self-expression and goddess time. So God time, goddess time. We can go back to who we really are, which are the gods and the goddesses, the powerful, beautiful beings that we are that can emit and spread beautiful love into this world. So what are you doing for goddess time? So time for yourself. I love to take baths. That's my way at the end of the night, to just relax, to regroup, to be in silence, to feel gratitude, to go over my day. That to me is goddess time. So it's thinking about what is goddess time for you? It might be just going to a coffee shop and reading 10 pages in a book, just because the energy in the coffee shop is so exciting and it's always so much fun there. So it's all about different ways to incorporate that into your life.
Thank you, Judy. Jana from the audience says, I feel a bit lonely as a stay-home mom. What can I do to enrich my mind with the lack of adult social interactions? Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. First of all, thank you for what you're doing. You are an angel for raising another angel. You have a beautiful purpose. That baby chose you to come into this life, to have a purpose of his or her own, and they chose you to be their mom. So thank you for nurturing and loving that child. You have such an important role. So just reminding yourself of that. I know sometimes it can be very difficult because you get caught up in all the work that needs to be done, but I honor you and I'm grateful for you in doing that. One of the things that it's interesting, you have the exact same concern that one of the ladies in the Goddess Temple had. And that was, she was a new stay-at-home mom. She had worked in a work environment before. Now she was a solopreneur, a stay-at-home mom, and she had moved into the country. So she had three things, not really against her, but three big changes in her life where she was like, oh my God, I'm totally alone. I'm working on this new business alone. I have a baby. So this is my full-time life here. And I'm in the middle of nowhere where I can't really socialize with people like I used to. And so she came into the Goddess Temple, and that's why I would love to invite you for that 7-day trial to see if this can really get you excited too. In the Goddess Temple, because she felt that she could really establish a connection with people online, because for her it just wasn't possible to do in person because of where she lived. So connection is so important. How can you be part of groups, whether it's this group, whether it's other groups on Facebook, whether it's another group you might be thinking of, where you can be talking to people. If you can't do it in person, it's through these groups, these group connections, these group calls, through these private Facebook groups where people are getting to know you and supporting you, because it's in the collaboration that we help each other, and that whatever that goal is, maybe the goal is just to feel better every day, to feel more fulfilled, to feel like I'm creating an impact within somebody's life. Well, how can others help you to remind you of ways that you can do that, or how can we support you to do that? So I hope that's helpful to you.
Thank you, Judy. We have reached our last question, and people are just asking for clarification about what you meant by tracking and honoring your monthly cycle.
Yes, thank you. That's for the ladies on the call. I'm glad you brought that up, because this is a topic that I'm very excited about talking about. It's something that changed my life. For the women on the call who have a monthly cycle, you know that when you get your monthly cycle, we get very tired. You notice that? You get very tired. You're suddenly extremely drained. And so when you start to track when your cycle is coming, what I do now is I actually anticipate, I track it in advance, and I make sure those few days just before and the few days where I start my cycle, that I don't have any crazy priorities happening. I don't have any big presentations. I don't have any big commitments happening during those few days, because I really want to honor myself. My body naturally gets tired and drained naturally during that time. So I want to honor my body and just relax more during that time. So I know the week before is when believe it or not, when you track your cycle, the 4 different energies that happen in the month for you, you can realize when you are your most productive, that week that you're your most productive based on when your cycle's coming, and how you can naturally just kind of track more things or plan more events during that time and plan less when that's coming for you. It's incredible, and it also has a connection to do with the moon. So for any of you who this is new to you, lots of great information. We talk about it within our groups, but also online you can find lots of beautiful information about how the moon is connected to your cycle and how it can also be connected to your productivity. and how we can really honor ourselves during that time. Because if we think about the ancient tribes, all the women would leave the tribes together when they were on their monthly cycle. They would leave together and they would be together in a separate space to honor each other, to relax, to be away from the camp, to just be still with each other. So it's a way, you know, that is our body naturally detoxing every month. So why wouldn't we honor it and relax and allow it to just completely detox?
Thank you, Judy, so much for all the information that you had shared live with us. There's been people from many parts of the world who had asked many questions to you, and thank you. There were a few questions that could not been answered, but I'm sure there'll be a future time with Judy on Mindalia TV to answer them all. Before we finish, I would like to give you, Judy, a few moments to give us your information, to let us know how we can find you again on your social media maybe, and to say bye to our audience.
Oh, thank you so much. Please, I would love to hear if you're on this call. I would love to hear what's working for you. I would also love to hear what challenges are facing you. Maybe I can support you somehow. YouTube, it's Productivity Goddess. Every week I do a new video to help and support you with free gifts. Instagram is productivity.goddess. Facebook is Productivity Goddess. So it's pretty simple. Hopefully you can find us, or even just make a comment at the bottom of this video and I can come out and find you and hopefully support you there too. I want to thank you once again. It is such an honor. Anytime we get to share what's been working for us, it is a beautiful honor because we are just paying it forward and helping others. So I really, really, really hope that something that we've shared today has created a breakthrough for you, and that it'll take you into the next level of your life, and that you can pass that on and pass that forward to others. So thank you very much. I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for you, Paula, as well, for what you do and for arranging all of this. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you, Judy. It was a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you again for sharing all this information. Again, before we go, to remind everyone to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mindalia TV. Give us a like or leave a positive comment down below. To Judy, thank you so much for being with us today. And to all our audience, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Mindalia TV Live.
Thank you.